Good day, everyone. You are welcome to another digital bookkeeping session. Today, we are going to be learning how to track expenses. The objective of this particular session is to learn how to track business expenses using three simple methods. There are two important reasons why you need this. As an accountant, it's your job to track expenses of every business that you work for, because for you to determine the profit of any business, you must arrive at the total expenses, because profit is sales minus expenses. And in our last session, we have looked on how to track the sales of a business. Now we are going to learn how to track sales, how to track expenses, in order for you to arrive at the correct profits of the business. The other reason is, as individual, you might have your own project that you are managing. You might have projects for people who are maybe abroad, that send money home for their business or a project. So you might be called upon to help track all this money spent on their project the or their business. You might be appointed in any key position, maybe in any association or organization you belong to, maybe a church. You might be appointed in any key position there. So it is your job to track the money entrusted to you in that organization or association, maybe your church. It is your job to track the the money that is entrusted to you, so as to give proper accounts for all the activities that their money was engaged in. Apart from being a skill that you must have as an accountant, this is also a life skill for your personal activity. So the next part of this session is, what must you be able to do at the end? What must you be able to do at the end? You know, before the end of this session, you must be able to learn how to track expenses using three methods. You must again be able to learn how to properly categorize expenses. You must also learn the mistake some people make while tracking expenses, so that you'll be able to maneuver through it, so that you won't make that type of mistake that you are making. You will learn other business idea. You will learn business idea that are related to expenses tracking. So those are things that you will learn at the end of this session. So what are expenses? For you to know how to track expenses, you must know what expenses are. Expenses are basically when money is leaving the purse of an organization and going out. Expenses could be on things the company do to make money, like when you buy material, when they pay you for your labor, who engage in when you pay for labor for those who engage in production in business. In any case, money is, in any case, the money is leaving and going out. Money can also be spent on other things that business has to do in order to run the business, like operating expenses, money on salaries, money on running the office. So that is basically what expenses is. Expenses is the outflow of money out of a business, and money spent by a business to generate sales and run the business. That is basically what an expense is. So there are two major ways that money can be spent. Money can be spent from the bank. Money can be spent from the bank through bank transfer, through debit or credit card, through issuing check. But but the bank do a job for you here. When you spend money from the bank do a job for you, and the job the bank do for you is to help you keep a statement, and this statement is called a bank statement, which you can always request for at the end of the month. So when you're spending money from the bank or putting all your money there, the bank keeps a bank statement for you. That is their job. So that can be getting on requests. That can be getting on requests. So when you request for it, you can check it to see all of the money gone of the business, and you can properly categorize those money going out. The second way money can be spent is from cash. Money can be spent from cash, like cash from sales, cash from owners, cash drawn from the bank. So but in this cash aspect, the bank will keep a statement for you. You are the one that is going to keep a perfect statement for yourself, and and the statement the statement must to some extent correlate with what you're keeping at the bank. If not, there will be discrepancy that will make the account not balance. So but the main thing you're supposed to know is the bank keep a statement for you, and this cash, you are the one that's going to keep a statement for the business. So what are the mistake people do when recording expenses? You know, there are so many mistake people do when they are recording expenses. Number one, they are not tracking they are not tracking where the money was spent from. Is it from cash? Is it from bank? And even it's from the bank, is it from bank A? Is it from bank B? Is it from bank C? Is it from bank D? So the money you are spending, where was it from? Because some people, some accountant, some bookkeeper will just say, okay, we bought it, so things. They will just record it directly. Bring money from cash, or we bring money from bank. Let me say we bought a car for 2 million naira now, for example. So you just debit the car account, you credit the bank account. Whose bank was this from? Whose whose of the business account was it from? Was it from the Zenith Bank? Was it from the Access Bank? Was it from bank A or bank B? Instead of just putting bank there, it will confuse the person that is going to prepare the main account. So when recording expenses, you need to track where that money was spent from. Number two is not testing for completeness and reasonability. Reasonability meaning this money that these expenses I'm seeing here in this account, is it reasonable? That's what you're going to ask yourself. Like now, for example, if if I I'm an accountant now, preparing accounts for an organization that has a bookkeeper or has an employee, for example, and I saw an expenses of, let me say, bottle water, 10,000 naira bottle water, just for one bottle water, 10,000 naira. You know, that will raise a concern to me like, where this one go buy bottle water, 10,000 naira? Yeah, so it's not reasonable because to me that would be like this is fraud or this person is overstating the amount. Yeah, so I'll have to ask question on why is that 10,000 naira instead of 200 or 500 naira. So you need to test for reasonability when you are recording your expenses. The next one is not properly categorizing expenses. That is the next one. Not properly categorizing your expenses. The expenses is it from where? Which category is this expenses? The money that is going out of your account, those category is it? Or you will do those ones later, you see. Number four, not separating the business money from the owner. That is one of the mistake people do when recording expenses. They do not separate the money of the business from that of the owner. And the business entity concept says that you must separate the business and you must separate the owner. So doing that shows that they are in violation of the business entity concept. So that is the end of this session, lesson one for the bookkeeping tracking of expenses. So I'll see you all in chapter lesson two.